Okay.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the virtual meeting of the Hyde Park Town Board. Today is Monday, June 8th, and I'd just like to let everyone know that our town clerk has posted the information about this meeting on our website and at different locations in town, and the agenda has been posted as well. So I'm glad that we are able to meet virtually, and it's good to see everyone. So please join me while we pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so we have a fairly short agenda, although we do, excuse me, have a public hearing on the agenda tonight. But I'd like to ask for a few motions. The first, to accept the minutes of May 18th.
Can you need to unmute yourself?
Ken, you're muted. Ken?
All right, I got it. Thank you. I kept getting host would not allow. Yeah. Sorry. I make a motion.
And a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So David's still muted, and so is Warren.
Dave, are you there?
Okay.
There he is.
Yeah.
Second, or somebody did second.
And any opposed?
Good.
Okay. All right, then we do have a couple other items. On our agenda, public comments on resolutions in town business only were invited via the agenda to be sent to the town clerk, Donna McGrogan. Donna, did we receive any public comments?
We did not receive any.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to ask for a couple other revisions to the agenda. And that first would be for resolution number 6, to remove 15 Balsam Road from the list of properties that we would be taking the property maintenance action on, as they did actually mow it.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and then a final adjustment to the agenda would be a request to add resolution number 13, which everyone should have, and that is to establish a temporary use and occupancy regulations for temporary outdoor dining and sidewalk seating for restaurants within the town of Hyde Park.
I'll make that motion.
And
second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I did want to thank all the efforts of various people, including Neil Krupnick and Tad and Warren, for pulling this agenda, this important item together on a very short timeline. We can get to that a little bit in a few more minutes, but as part of the phase 2 reopening, outdoor dining is included. And so part of that is to enable restaurants to use part of their parking for tables, to expand the number of seats that they can serve safely with social distancing, etc. So the county executive has passed a executive order that waives certain requirements for actually, I think we had 100% participation from the municipalities. So this executive order waives the requirement for site plan and allows for the outdoor use of parking within certain restrictions and parameters. And we did develop a permit that the restaurants would be required to file, and that permit is free. It's available on our website. It's a fillable and submittable form, so we've made it very easy. And tomorrow morning, our deputy building inspector will visit all the restaurants in town, and Tad just informed me there are 30 dining establishments, whether it be deli or takeout, and they will all be provided with a hard copy of that permit and some informational letters. So it really was quite a task of many different layers of government working together, including New York State and the Bureau of that oversees alcohol use. They had to waive certain requirements, as did the town, and the county kind of put that all together for us. So I'm pleased that was ended up on this Monday's agenda in advance of the Phase 2 opening. So I'll just being as I already started launching into the Phase 2 reopening, I'll just go ahead and do that, despite the fact that we do have a public hearing on the agenda, but I don't anticipate a lot of input. So yes, tomorrow, June 9th, we begin our Phase 2 reopening, and there's great detail on what is entailed, what the requirements are, what qualifies at the New York Forward website, and I highly recommend that all businesses go to that website, and it's really very user-friendly. Find out where you fit in that matrix, and also, what the requirements are for you to safely open. So, but basically the Phase 2 includes, as I mentioned, outdoor dining for restaurant, office-based jobs, real estate, essential in Phase 1, retail, vehicle sales, leases, and rentals, rental, retail, repair, and cleaning, commercial management, and hairstylists and barbershops. Another one that everyone is very happy about. Yeah, oh, that's great, Neil. So it really is very informative, very concise. You can, if you go to the bar on the left, you can see all the very specific details on how you comply with the requirements to do that. And in some instances, actually in most of them, you are required to have a plan on record and posted in your place of business. I think that if you read the second bar down, read and affirm detailed guidelines, there's a template there for businesses to fill out. And I do believe that you do not have to share your business reopening plan, but you do have to affirm that you've read it and that you are following it. So, it's really great news that we're moving fairly quickly through the different phases, Phase 2 starting tomorrow. The governor did announce over the weekend that houses of worship are now open for 25% occupancy. And there have been a couple other revisions that I just can't think of off the top of my head. Oh, actually, an important one is that the governor is now allowing, or will allow as of June 26th, the conduct of graduations, but with a maximum of 150 people. So that's good information for some of the smaller schools and perhaps some of the larger ones who might be able to do it in phases. So again, that's good news for our community. So we do hope that everyone continues to be extremely careful, using masks, following social distancing, and the vulnerable population staying home, because the continued reopening of our economy is predicated on low numbers. So I would just offer my congratulations and kudos to all the people who've worked so hard to get us here, and let's just hope it continues. So with that, Donna, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to read the meeting notice, if you would, for the MS4 public hearing.
Please take notice that the Hyde Park Town Board will hold a public hearing on the 2019-2020 MS4 permit annual report for the town of Hyde Park, Dutchess County, New York, on Monday, June 8, 2020 at 7:05 p.m. In accordance with the governor's executive orders, the meeting and public hearing will be held virtually and live streamed on the town of Hyde Park's YouTube channel. Written comments may also be submitted before the public hearing and up to June 9th, 2020 by 10 o'clock a.m. to the town clerk, Donna McGrogan, at dmcgrogan@hydeparkny.us, or you may contact the office at 229-5111, extension 116, during current business hours. A copy of the proposed 2019-2020 MS4 annual report is available for review on the Town of Hyde Park website at www.hydeparkny.us. Available information on the town's remote public hearing procedure is available on the website. There will be no gathering at Hyde Park Town Hall for this meeting. By order of the Town of Hyde Park Town Board, dated May 19th, 2020, Hyde Park, New York, Donna McGrogan, Town Clerk.
Okay. Thank you, Donna. Now, Donna, did you receive any public comment?
I did not.
Okay. And Neil, have you received any either?
Nope. Nobody signed up. And
Okay.
there's nothing on YouTube right now.
Okay. And we do have Kathleen Moss, our zoning administrator here, and Kathleen and Tad, as we fondly call you. Did you have anything that you wanted to add to the public hearing?
I just wanted to let you know, last time I introduced the annual report as having 6 components. The first 2, outreach and involvement, are done in coordination with the other communities, MS4 communities in Dutchess County. The illicit discharge program for the town is done in cooperation with the Department of Behavioral and Community Health. We address construction sites. We review the applications for stormwater permits. We issue permits, we do enforcement, we monitor, and we do training of the on-site personnel. Post-construction, we do periodic reviews of how the facilities are being maintained over time. And this year, I'm happy to report that the Highway Department had several improvements done thanks to the town board and the budget process. And the highway superintendent was able to obtain hydraulic system monitors that automatically shut down if there's a pressure drop in the system, so that like lots of gallons of nasty stuff don't automatically dump out onto the street. So I'm very happy to report that. That's been a very good thing for our program. Last year we got the spill kits to be able to mop up when that happens, and then how we did find a better way so that we don't even have to mop up.
Oh, that's great.
So thank you.
Do you know what the company, the name of the company that did that? No, I'm just curious. Okay. Okay, great.
And that next year we're anticipating a new permit with new requirements coming out this year, and with COVID it's been delayed, so I'm not sure when that will be issued.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. Okay. Does the board have any comments that they would like to add?
Nice job, Tad. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to thank Tad, for she's really super at those meetings. I go with her sometimes. She's an expert on everything, and we should listen to her. Gotta get tougher on people dumping stuff into the drains.
Well, I think it's a lot of education, really, right?
It really is.
And the understanding of how that impacts the water quality and the quality of life. And before I was involved with the town government, I remember talking to a town board member, and she said, it's all drainage. Hyde Park is, that's what people are concerned about, their roads, their drainage, those impacts. So thank you, Tad.
Thanks, Ted.
Thank you, Tad.
Okay, so may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I make a motion?
Second?
Second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tad.
Thanks, Tad.
Do your evening.
And, just before we get into the resolutions, I did want to make an announcement in case the public may not want to go through listening to all of those, and because it's rather important, and it's regarding our recreation program for 2020. And it was a very difficult decision. The town has decided to cancel our summer camp, and this was done in consultation with other communities in Dutchess County, and after careful review of the regulations required by the CDC in the state of New York, that would really limit our ability to conduct a summer camp program that would be beneficial to the campers and would keep our public, our staff safe. So again, it's with sadness that we announce that we have canceled the 2020 summer camp program, including the opening of Hackett Hill Pool. We do look forward to a 2021 season. And again, it was really just the risks to the children and the staff were insurmountable in terms of providing the required social distancing and other safety measures. Again, the COVID gets us with the cancellation of our 4th of July parade, which is also very sad. The New York State continues to have restrictions on mass gatherings, and it is particularly difficult for Hyde Park because we have the largest 4th of July parade in the county. So we are required to cancel that because of the limitations on mass gatherings. And the final announcement is regarding music in the parks. Typically that has started by now and held each Wednesday of the summer. And we're in conversations with the national park and the state parks as to their willingness to host the Music in the Park series with limitations on the number of attendees and required social distancing. So we're exploring that. It may be that we can do a few of the concerts towards the end of July when Phase 4 rolls around, because recreation is part of that Phase 4. So we'll keep everyone updated on that as well. So that is the announcement as far as recreation goes. And I don't know if anyone has any questions or information to add to that.
Just stinks.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
It's a disappointment for
Yeah, it sure
everyone.
does.
And, our new rec director, actually, he's not new now. He's been here for almost a year. He's working on developing some other approaches that we might be able to adopt to create some interest for the campers. We'll see as far as we go on that. And there was a talk about a virtual camp experience, but I'm not sure whether that's going to happen.
Yeah, I would love to see if he can come out with a program that's not virtual, so the kids can get off the computer and get into the parks and like do some sort of. I'm not even sure, but I mean, these kids have been behind a computer screen for so long. It would be good to have them out and explore and do things within our parks if we could.
I agree. And actually, that does remind me of another announcement that the playgrounds will be open tomorrow.
Oh, great.
So that's really good. And the tennis courts already are. So, but unfortunately, leagues and that type of thing are not allowed yet, but the playgrounds will be. And I agree, Ken, and I did ask Rob today to reach out to the other rec directors and see if they are holding any type of event, because perhaps there is something that we can do that will enable children, families to gather, some sort of diversion from
something. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That'd be nice.
So I know Rob's looking into that, so hopefully.
Great.
And Aileen,
Yeah,
the golf frisbee, I believe, is open, right?
Yeah,
It is.
that's right. Yes.
Disc golf, yeah.
Disc golf, yeah.
And so, as far as so many other projects that we were exploring, a lot of them have been on hold during the COVID, I know that Joe had an inquiry regarding our interest in the former Roosevelt Fire Department, and we have had discussions back and forth, and a lot of these decisions must be very considered because there's so many dimensions to them. So, I did just want to say that's one of the projects that we are continuing to contemplate. As an update on the move of the various departments to the meeting room and the possibility of conducting of our meetings at the police court facility, we are still gathering information on that possibility. Our town engineers researching costs. We did get information from a couple of sources that described some obstacles to the conduct of meetings in the court facility that they need to, and any use of a camera in a court facility has to be approved by the Office of Court Administration, and there's lots of hoops to jump through for that. So again, we're considering these changes, these moves, but it has to be done on a slow, careful basis. So those two projects are, still being considered, and that's where we are in that. On our next meeting, we will have a workshop with our highway super, where we will discuss the 284 agreement, some plans for paving for 2020, and just some other projects that we're working on together with the highway super. So he'll be on June 22nd.
And Dinsmore Park?
Dinsmore Park, the bids are out, and I believe, Donna, I think the bid opening, did we schedule that for our July meeting, or I forget how we did that?
The opening will be on July 1st.
Oh, on July 1st.
On July 1st, and then you'll approve at your next meeting.
Great.
Okay. So we're looking forward to receiving those bids, and it is a good time for projects that involve blacktop, with the cost of oil-based products being low right now, as well as cost of borrowing if we need to borrow monies. So those are good reasons to go ahead with projects. Mm-hmm. But there are, of course, concerns about the impact to our sales tax from the New York on pause, as well as our mortgage tax. And there's still efforts within Congress to obtain funding for smaller municipalities to compensate for those lost revenues. We'll see kind of how that goes. But, the good thing is we have a strong fund balance. We've been able to add to both our reserves and our unallocated fund balance. So we're in pretty good shape. And so, but we're continuing to evaluate as the state evaluates their own revenue sources. But there is some information that CHIPS money may be reduced, as well as aid to municipalities. But again, that's kind of in flux.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so you guys ready for the resolutions?
Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 68-1 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation 2019-2020 MS4 permit annual report.
A second?
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Okay. Resolution 68-2 of 2020, resolution approving budget revisions to the Town of Hyde Park budget for the period of May 2020, budget revision number 2020-05.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Okay. Resolution 8-3 of 2020, resolution commencing the local law adoption process for local law number B of the year 2020 entitled the local law amending the definition of commercial recreation use as set forth in section 108-2 2 of the Town Code to provide new definitions for indoor and outdoor recreation uses and amending the Schedule of Use Regulations, Section 108, Attachment 1, to specify in which districts such uses are permitted.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hey, Warren, did you want to comment on that law at all? Is he muted?
I think he's still muted.
Warren, are you there? Warren, are you muted?
To be unmuted. Okay, no, I'm fine. I think we're
Okay.
fine on that.
Okay. So did we set a public hearing in that resolution? And
I think we're supposed to, yes, I think it's in the resolution.
Yes,
Can you
so,
go back? Can you
yes,
go
for
back? to the
July
resolution?
13th at
Yeah.
7:05.
Right.
And it seems likely that we will conduct this meeting by Zoom as well.
Yeah. I mean, I will just comment
Yeah,
briefly
yeah.
on it. I mean, basically, the town does not have a separate provisions regulating indoor and outdoor recreation. So what we did was we amended the law to provide a definition of indoor recreation use and outdoor recreation use, and provided for definitions of those two separate uses, and provided for criteria for approving those regulations and conditions that would be imposed on those uses, and basically indicated in what zoning districts indoor recreation uses would be permitted and in what districts outdoor recreation uses would be permitted.
So this will be circulated to Dutchess County Planning and the Planning Board, right, Warren?
Correct.
Okay. And if people wanted to comment, they can email Donna, right?
I do have one comment for the public hearing already.
Okay, good. And, you know, as Warren described, we're basically trying to clarify the situation. And this really was at the request of the zoning administrator, because there were certain uses that, indoor uses that were excluded from the neighborhood business district, which really didn't make any sense at all. So this is the goal of this law is to really clarify what indoor recreation can be used in different locations. Okay. Did we vote on that? We did, right?
We did.
Okay.
So Resolution 68-4 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Supervisor to sign a change order agreement with Lankford Enterprise Incorporated, DBA Dirty Gloves, for the cleanup of 7 South Cross Road, Statsburg, as per Resolution 1021-8 of 2019.
And may I have a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any
Joe is muted.
opposed?
Joe's muted. There you go, Joe.
Muted? Okay, good. I couldn't unmute myself. I'm sorry.
Don't let Barb know that.
Resolution 68-5 of 2020, resolution amending Resolution 323-8 of 2020 to correct an error in the rates and tariff filled by TR Sewage Works Corp. Under the Transportation Corporation Law of the State of New York for the Belfield project in the town of Hyde Park.
And,
Second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, this is the amended resolution 68-5 of 2020. Resolution authorizing entrance onto the property located at 609 Salt Point Turnpike, Poughkeepsie, to bring this property into compliance with the standards of Chapter 85-5B of the Town Code, and to assess the cost of such actions against the properties as a lien and charge on the same.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Well, this property's been a pain right in our thorn, man.
Yeah, it just doesn't quite go away.
Just doesn't.
Okay, Resolution 6, 8-7 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve non-crunk-tunk vacation carryover for Town of Hyde Park Justice Clerk Sarah Jensen.
And a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 68-8 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve non-crunk-tunk vacation carryover for the Town of Hyde Park Clerk Emily Foss.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Does it
opposed?
ever make sense to, instead of doing carryover, to pay it out so that way?
Oh,
the
they
town-
actually have to use it, Ken. So she
Well,
has to use it, and if that were not the case, it would make sense.
But this is the carry it over, right? For how long?
But she has to use it later, no later than November 28th, 2020.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because you're right about that, though. Like, there
I
is
see
some
that
of
there
the
now,
time
yes.
that is paid out, and we have had discussions, would it be better to pay that out annually because you would be paying out at a lower rate? But that has been suggested, but in this case, they have to use it.
I see that. Yep, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Resolution 68-9 of 2020, resolution authorizing the town supervisor to accept and execute a security agreement to guarantee completion of Blair Road and restoration of disturbance of Blair Road, the acceptance of $810,000 bond ensuring satisfactory completion of Blair Road, and $40,000 bond guaranteeing restoration of disturbance of Blair Road for the Jeffrey Rose Estate subdivision.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay. Resolution 68-10 of 2020. Resolution authorizing the town supervisor to accept and execute a security agreement to guarantee completion of Daniels Way and restoration of disturbance of Daniels Way and the acceptance of the $520,650 bond ensuring satisfactory completion of Daniels Way and $20,800 bond guaranteeing restoration of disturbance of Daniels Way, the Jeffrey Groves Estate subdivision.
Second.
And do we have a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
And Donna, can you see to it that those resolutions are sent on to Jeffrey Grove's attorney?
Yes.
So they know that those were approved, and then we'll have them signed.
I'll do that.
Congratulations, Warren. That was one of
Yeah.
those, like, giving birth to a baby.
I have 2 boxes full of documents on that.
Resolution 6, 8-11 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to create a temporary part-time maintenance mechanic position for the Town of Hyde Park Recreation Department and to appoint Robert Fitzpatrick to such position.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So just to clarify that, Robert Fitzpatrick is going to be doing some repairs to the Hackett Hill pool, and so we will be required to open the pool just to assess whether the repairs have worked. And we had applied for the permit from the Department of Health and had paid for the preparation of plans. So, the thought process was that we've already have so much invested so that we should go ahead and do that this year, even though we won't really be able to use the pool.
Resolution 68-12 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Police Department to enter into intermunicipal agreement with Dutchess County School Districts for police security during graduation ceremonies held at the Hyde Park Drive-In.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
We have one more, right? Number 13. We added
Yep,
number
I'm
13.
just following it up.
Oh,
Resolution 68 whoop, sorry, hold on one second. Resolution 68-13 of 2020, resolution establishing temporary use and occupancy regulations for temporary outdoor dining and sidewalk seating for restaurants within the Town of Hyde Park.
second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. Two final comments. We had a very successful food drive at the Hyde Park Pantry this past Saturday. And again, I want to thank Neil for doing a lot of coordination for that. But the Hyde Park residents were very generous. Our meeting room is full of food that we will deliver or somehow connect with the Hyde Park Food Pantry on. So it was a really nice event. And, you know, a second item to mention, I received a beautiful thank you letter from some Hyde Park residents regarding 3 of our police officers, Officer Berkowitz, Sweeney, and Stallone. They were very helpful in locating a child who had wandered away. And so I received a really nice letter from their parents, giving a lot of accolades to our very nice police officers. So I want to thank them for that. So does anyone have any topics that they would like to bring up? No? Okay.
Aileen, maybe if you could just, with the second phase here, has anything changed for people entering town hall to meet with?
So right now,
department heads?
so our phase 1 opening is been in place for 2 weeks, and that encourages, the town hall is still locked because we have not yet put in place all those mechanisms that we have to have in order to allow for social distancing and appropriate cleaning. So we're getting up to speed on that. But we do have, every office is manned or womaned. There's someone there answering phones, returning emails. And the phase 1 guidance stated that non-essential employees should still work from home. Now, phase 2 guidance is that 50% of non-essential employees should be returning to work. And in our discussions today, on every Monday and Thursday, we have a conference call with the county executive, and their anticipation is that the county will be bringing their full workforce for reopening on June 15th. So, you know, we're working towards that goal as well. But at this point in time, town hall is still open by appointment only, and but we're getting there for sure. So I know if people call town hall, they are able to reach the employees and make arrangements to obtain whatever it is that they need.
Right.
So,
Okay,
you know,
good.
but we are working in that direction, and the county did supply us with their phase 2 reopening plan. So I didn't get a chance to look at that yet, but we'd like to follow their guidelines and have an opening around June 15th.
Great, thank you.
I'd just like to thank everybody who's been, like Donna has just done a great job during this crisis, and a number of people who are sort of keeping the ship afloat. Aileen has done a really amazing job, and it hasn't been easy, and it's not easy for a lot of people, but you know, we're hanging in there. And so thanks to everybody that's been.
Thank you guys too.
And you too, Neil. I don't know what we would do without your technical expertise here. Thank you. I mean, you're not doing this. Oh, sorry.
That's what would happen all the time.
Oh, no, wait. Oh, sorry.
Don't go away.
I'm going to see my grandson. Sorry, Kay. I'm actually in a meeting, hon. Sorry about that.
Let's end this meeting. You got a grandbaby to talk to.
Yeah.
I make a motion to end the meeting.
Second.
Okay. All right, guys.
All those in
May I have
favor?
may I have a second?
Aye.
And all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.